Hi everyone, it's Chris. Welcome back to my parlour. And today I'm here with a loved one's message for anyone that's passed away and who you're thinking about, whether or not they are happy where they are, and if they have a message for you, are they watching over you? That sort of thing comes through today. Also too, I just want to ask a question, because it's happened to me just recently, and I'm going through a cycle of grief that I don't quite understand, and how to cope with it. Now, grief is a very personal journey for anybody, and anyone that says you should be this way or that way, don't listen to them, because grief is a very personal journey and one that takes ups and downs and a lot of variation, and you could be feeling so many different kinds of emotions as you go through a period of grief, and it doesn't matter who that was, whether it was a loved one, a family member, a lover, mother, father, child, husband, wife, lover, friend. It doesn't matter, a pet. Anyone that you had an emotional connection to that has passed away, the grief that you feel is very real, and it's your personal journey. That's a really important thing to say at the moment. Now, I don't know if any of you ever wonder about past loves, friendships that you have had with somebody, a deep connection you've had with somebody, a physical connection with, have a sexual connection, any kind of connection that's an emotional based, physically based. Have you ever tried to find out who they are, where they are now, and look them up online, go through Facebook or any other social media, see if you can find the person that you're thinking about and how they are? Well, I did that the other day. I have been for a while, actually. I've been thinking about an ex-boyfriend of mine, who, my very first serious relationship, and I was just wondering how he was. I mean, it's been many, many decades since we had contact, and I just was curious to see a bit more about his present moment, and I couldn't find him very much information about him online, through the usual places, and I actually found a Facebook page of a mutual friend, and I asked her about him, how he's going, and I noticed on her Facebook page, her posts, that he actually passed away many years ago now, several years ago now. He'd passed away, and I didn't know. And it sort of struck me in a way that I didn't expect. And I'm going through a cycle of grief for him that I don't quite understand. We parted on good terms, but we just weren't compatible, you know. We were together for a couple of years, and he went off to Thailand and got married, and over in Thailand he contracted a disease that paralysed him, and he passed away in Sydney, and they took him to Sydney to recuperate, to help him, and he passed away. All the time that I was looking for him, he was already he'd already died. So it's sort of, he was a friend but a lover. It's a sort of combination that I have not yet experienced grief for. I've experienced grief with family members, you know, and friends, but not a lover and or past lover. And it's really a very different kind of grief, and I don't quite understand it. So when I went for my walk the other day at the beach, I allowed my memories of him surface, and I was able to let go of some things and see the good and the bad side stuff. You know what I mean when you think about somebody that you've known, and you're gonna blend the good and the bad stuff, and allow those emotions to come to the surface, those memories. And I'm feeling a bit more relaxed into it, but I'm still not quite sure how to go through the process. So I thought some other people might be in a similar situation. So I've chosen a picture from my vintage photo collection. I have a series of people there, young and old, male and female, just so you can choose one that sort of sits with you and the person that you're thinking about at the moment, and see if they have a message for you. This is a message for you and what might be happening for you. I'm not going into a grief reading today. This is not a grief reading. It is a message reading for you. So choose who you think might represent the one that you're thinking about, and let's have a look and see what their message might be for you. So I'm going to pour a cup of tea to get the energy flowing. And then I'm going to allow you to choose, and then we'll go through the reading. Okay, number one, who did you choose out of this selection on my vintage photograph? You know who you're thinking about. Let's have a look and see what the energy is around them at the moment and around you and their memories of you, because I do believe when someone has passed away that they do visit from time to time, do keep an eye on us, and do have a message for us in our moments of grief. So what is the message? I'm going to use my animal wisdom tiles. Give them a good shuffle. Number one, please. What's the energy around number one at the moment and their loved one? What's the message from their loved one? It's a chameleon. The chameleon, and it's opportunity. So there's an opportunity comes around for you. And you know what the chameleons are like? They change colour to adapt to the surroundings. So this is about you adapting to your surroundings at the moment, and your loved one is saying adapt to the circumstances, adapt to what's happening to you at the moment. You can't change what's happening. You can't alter anything about this situation. I don't believe, because your loved one is saying adapt, alter your perception of what's happening around you, alter your reaction to what's happening, then make your choices, your changes to adapt to the situation. So this is about adapting to the opportunities coming through for you. So your loved one is saying there's some opportunities coming through for you. So whenever you think about them, perhaps they're asking you, what would they do in your situation? How would they handle this situation? If it's not the way that you would handle it, then adapt to it. If it's the same as what they would do, then how would they go about it? That sort of thing is coming through for you today in regards to your loved one when you think about them. Adapting to the opportunities coming your way. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean for you, number one? What does that mean for you, number one? The Jack of Hearts. Becoming emotionally aware of yourself, of your position, of your emotions. How deep are your emotions? How in check are your emotions. The Jack of Hearts likes to go in and open up and feel everything. And sometimes opening up it's good, and allowing those emotions to come in and release them. Sometimes we need to check our emotions too. Sometimes we need to feel as though we're not so overwhelmed with our emotions. Sometimes the Jack of Hearts comes in and he or she is just so overwhelmed with the emotions of the situation that they forget to check what their reactions are to that. So when your opportunities come through for you, your loved one is saying, check your emotion. How does this affect you emotionally? Why does it affect you this way? How can you adapt to it and allow your emotions to balance in this situation, in this opportunity? Let's clarify that for you. Perhaps might give you an indication of what kind of situation you might be facing, what opportunity might be coming your way. It's an interesting card. It's, again, it's settling in, stabilizing, but she's very wistful. Is she wistful of the past, or is she wishful? Is she wistful of the past or wishful for the future? Or is she allowing her emotions to settle in the present moment, to stabilize? There's also the little dog here trying to catch her attention. There's messages coming through for you. There's a ship sailing over here. So there's definitely an emotional message coming through for you. How are you going to perceive it? Does it bring up memories? Does it make you want to look into the future? Or can you settle your emotions in the present moment? This is asking you not to allow doubt to eat away at you, to nibble away at you, or unnecessary emotions to cloud your judgment, to eat away at the potential this opportunity is bringing for you. Your loved one is saying, get rid of those little niggling doubts. Get rid of all those frustrating little details that you no longer need, or just need to get out of the equation. Not sweeping them under the carpet, looking at them, then either waiting for another moment to settle them or to deal with them right now so they don't niggle away at you. So get rid of all the little bits and pieces before you meet your goal, because it's those little things that you don't deal with now that become an irritation and stop you from taking this opportunity. So that's what's coming through for you now. There's a ray of light shining on those niggling doubts. So something will be presented to you so you understand what they are. The messages coming through here are going to be quite strong in that regard. And then so much transformation coming through here. This is the garden, and it's saying contentment, it's saying celebration, it's saying feeling the emotions and believing in them, and feeling as though these are a positive affirmation for you to transform your life at the moment. If you can take note of those things, if you can follow the advice that these cards are showing you through your loved one, what the next step might be. Does that make sense for you today? Because of the potential for you coming through, your loved one is saying it's really positive, and they're keeping an eye on the situation for you and giving you those messages, sending you the links to the right places to be, the right people to ask, and sending signs to you. Just adapt yourself. You can't adapt anybody else. You can't change anybody else, but you can adapt to your surroundings and how you react to what's happening around you at the moment. Act, not react, sometimes too comes through here. So think first before reacting is also an important message. And what else is coming through? Oh, they want to jump out all over the place, these ones. Take a chance. The Fool is here asking you, oh, take a chance. What's the worst that can happen? I don't think anything bad is going to happen. I think this is the chance of a lifetime too. Sometimes it's just sort of coming through for you. Your inner voice will guide you. What is your intuition telling you? What is your gut telling you? Sometimes, yeah, the emotions are really important. There's a lot of emotion in this card as well. But it's also telling you how do you feel and what you can do with those feelings, because there's so much joy coming through here. Be a positive influence on yourself. If you were given this information or this advice to a friend, make yourself that friend and give yourself the same advice. Be a positive influence on yourself and going with the flow. Then just allow things to happen, because you're in charge now. You can deal with whatever emotion comes through with you. Another very emotional card here, but you can deal with that. You are capable now, because you understand your reactions and interactions and what you can do about that, and then allow things to happen on their own accord, because you know you can deal with it. So that's the message from your loved one today. I hope that was helpful for you. And you feel as though your loved one is there right with you now, number one. So thank you. Number two, who have you chosen from the photograph? Let's have a look and see what their message is for you at the moment. What is happening around you, the energy. And I'm going to give you an animal energy, animal wisdom tile, just to see what the energy is, what's happening, and give them a good shuffle. For you, number two, message from your loved one who you're thinking about. It's the Deer, and it's saying explore. Explore. How does that feel for you at the moment? Are you exploring opportunities? Are you exploring new ideas? Are you exploring a different situation or a different place? Is it a physical exploration, a mental exploration, an emotional exploration, or spiritual? There's all sorts of ways to explore, and your loved one is saying for you to explore in whatever is relevant for you at the moment. Open up your mind to different ideas, different places, a different way of doing things, a different way of being. But explore all possibilities, explore opportunities. Oh, the list is endless of how you can explore. So what does that mean for you? Sometimes exploration takes a lot of courage, though. Is that lacking in your life at the moment? That one fell out, so I'm just going to give that one to you in a moment. How brave are you feeling? Because I'm sensing this is like stepping outside your comfort zone, but oh, in a good way, in such a good way. because there's just so much perhaps that you're not seeing because you're stuck in this one spot. So allow yourself openness to look at other percentages, other presentations of this idea or this situation. Explore other people's ideas too. What would other people say to you? What would your friends say to your friends, your family? What would your loved one do in this situation? Explore all possibilities. Don't limit yourself to the first choice. Is coming through here. What else is coming through? The Four of Diamonds, which is the Four of Pentacles. This is saying, please do not sit on your tuchus and just think that this is all there is. There's so much more. It's also asking you not to sit on your tuchus and hold everything in. This is allowing everything to flow freely, to have full expression, to utilize what you have stored, what you have accumulated, physically, mentally, financially. It's coming through here as well. What have you accumulated that is now being asked of you to open up to explore the possibilities of utilizing what you have been given, of what you have brought into your life, what you have earned through your life, and allow it full expression. Don't sit on it. Does that make sense for you today? And then this one turned up over 2 4s here, so it makes 8, which is at the infinity sign. So when we combine these, it makes 8, the infinity sign. And this is the 4 of Swords. So the 4 of Spades here, which indicates the 4 of Swords. And it's saying it's time to not sit on your tuchus, to utilize what you have, but after you've thought about it, after you've allowed those ideas into your mind, accepted them, and then integrate them into your life in a slow, calm, and rational way. Think about everything that you're bringing into this situation so you can explore freely, openly, without guilt, without fear, because you've allowed yourself time to contemplate it, because this is going to last a lifetime. This is going to last for a very, very long time, and it's going to be part of your life. So allow yourself the time to work out what it is that you want to let go of, what you want to utilize that you've already stored. Allow yourself the time to work out what that is and how you can use that to explore your options. Let's find out what that might mean for you. Let's clarify that and expand on that, shall we? Let's explore some of the options your loved one is trying to bring into your life. Oh, that one came over. Oh, something to celebrate. Something to feel really good about. Explore your need for fun. How do you like to express fun? How do you like to enjoy yourself? What brings you pleasure? Explore all of those options your loved one is saying, with a sense of fun, with a sense of adventure, with a sense of enthusiasm, and leaving your heart open to all those possibilities. Oh, awesome. So let's explore those possibilities one at a time. The first one. Oh, messages on the grapevine. Chatter here. A little bit of gossip maybe, but talking to other people. There's certainly messages coming through. People will talk to you. You will hear conversations. You'll start conversations. You will ask questions. Others will ask questions of you. This is a time to communicate everything that you are waiting for, wanting in your life. Explore all possibilities in communication, writing, talking on the telephone, emails, texts, any way that's communicating. But I'm sensing this is a verbal communication, asking the right questions of the right people is coming through here with this card. You got the ship and you're waiting. Now, is the ship coming in or is it leaving? Or is it coming in with what you want, or are you to load something on it once it comes in? Going places with this one. What are you loading, or what are you waiting for? So you're either waiting for something to come in with the ship, or you're waiting for it to come in and so you can load something. It's interesting. So something is definitely coming through for you. It could be an overseas connection. It could be travel overseas, but it's something coming into you, or you're letting it go out back again. I'm not too sure how this fits in with you and your circumstances, but it certainly is bringing something to you or to somebody else. So this is like transferring information, possessions, emotions, whatever area of your life at the moment your loved one is saying it's time to transfer, to either be given something or to give something. It's coming through here with this one. Does that make sense for you today? And then you got the Wheel of Fortune. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. But also too, this lady here has a blindfold on. She knows where she wants to go, but she can't quite see the path ahead yet. Maybe she doesn't want to. Maybe she wants to see a surprise at the end of her journey. Taking a chance on how bumpy the road is, what obstacles are in her way. Maybe she wants that challenge. So maybe it's you wanting a challenge for your future, knowing that you're coming into something or giving something, but it's part of your future. It's part of where you belong and what you need to do. Interesting, but I don't know. She's got her blindfold on, so your loved one is saying they're not quite too sure about what's happening either, but there's certainly the possibility ahead of you. What chances do you want to take? What do you want to explore? Being aware, though, of knowing how and why you want that, so take some time out to actually really positively think about where you want to explore and what you're exploring and why. Receptivity, receiving information, receiving goods, receiving emotional support and input and intellectual information that you might research. Be receptive to all ideas that come through to you. Understand them, analyze them, sure, but utilize them if you can. But be receptive to new ideas. Share those ideas. Remember, we're coming through this one here too. Sharing here with other people, sharing information, but also sharing something else. So being receptive and then sharing that, letting go of what you have accumulated and share it perhaps with others, your knowledge, your finances, your love, or whatever it is that you wanted to share. So it's time of sharing. And there is some traveling. There is some traveling coming through for you. Oh, exploring, travel. Oh, maybe you're going to go off and explore on your own. Maybe you're going to go overseas or just explore your neighborhood or aspects of your life and where you want to be. Overseas connection too, perhaps. Maybe you want to explore your family connection and go wherever your family DNA came from. Oh, all sorts of things are happening for you, number 2. So exciting. So thank you. I hope that's helpful for you. Number 3, let's have a look and see what might be happening for your loved one that you're thinking about at the moment. Have you pictured who you are, this picture represents for you? Well, let's find out the energy and find out the general message that they have for you. So I'm going to use my Animal Wisdom tiles, give them a good shuffle. Oh, it's coming out Jaguar, the Jaguar, and it's reclaim, reclaim yourself, reclaim anything that you're let go of, you're missing, or what's been taken from you. Reclaim yourself, reclaim what belongs to you in whatever form that might be relevant to you. So what have you lost, or what have you let go of, or what has someone taken that you want to reclaim? What belongs to you? What are you going to bring back to self? Does that make sense for you today? Oh, about reclaiming. All sorts of ideas there. So many different possibilities. I can't even start contemplating what that might be for you. But reclaim what is yours, whatever that might be. Let's clarify that. I don't know who you've chosen, but I feel as though they are a very important part of your life. They were an important part of your life, and they still are. Your memory is still very fresh here. Do you have a photograph of your person that you're thinking about here at the moment? If you have, bring it out and look deep into their eyes and see what's really involved in this, because I sense that there's something here that's very personal to you, that reclaims something that takes strength and takes a little pride here, a little not in an excessive way. This is being proud of who you are and being proud of what you've achieved. Even if you have lost something, you can perhaps reclaim the excitement or something else like that's coming through here as well. But something that's rightfully yours, and you shall reclaim it or allow it to be reclaimed and give it another go. Don't ever give up. This is the 9 of Clubs, and it represents the 9 of Wands, and it's never giving up. It's taking what you have, reorganizing that to make it work for you now. So you may have lost something, but whatever remains, draw it in, utilize it to make another move, to make another stand, to start again, to emphasize that never ever give up is a great motto. Does that make sense? Never ever give up, and then reclaim something that's been important to you once before, or I don't know, whatever the circumstances are. But this is about taking on board everything and then still giving it one more go. This one fell out. There's a heart-to-heart coming through here. Maybe this is about love. the parrot here. Parrot. So when you're communicating, the parrot's indicating, you know how back in the 90s and the 80s, there used to be a way of communicating when you'd voice back to the person talking to you what they have just said. Well, it's supposed to have allowed them to know that you've listened to them because you're parroting back to them in your own words what they've just said. But I think this is more than that. This is about listening. Sure, you have to listen and you have to understand what the person has said. But then that's clarifying what they have just said, not just parroting it back to them. So if you don't understand something that they've said, rephrase it and then ask for extra information. That's what's coming through here. So being clear about what is happening, what the other person wants, what the situation is. Even this is not just a person, it could be a situation that you don't understand. You can look at it from your own viewpoint, but there's something you don't understand about it. Ask the questions, and then you can reclaim your confidence or reclaim the knowledge base that you want, perhaps. Does that make sense today? Let's clarify the clarifier. Let's clarify a bit more here. This is the Judgment card. And the Judgment card is about justice. It's about allowing things to balance out on an even keel, allowing for people's interpretations, allowing for what they need and what you need, and trying to balance it so everybody gets a little bit of what they want. May not be everything that they want, but enough to satisfy, to keep the calm, to keep the status quo, to add to that. So this is about trying to balance what you want with what they want, what you want now, what you want with the future. Did you get it from the past? Was it yours then to bring into the present moment, or do you need to let go of it so you can make new things, to make a new balance? Does that make sense? I'm trying to work it out so it doesn't get confusing, but I think there's something that you need to reclaim to satisfy your balance here, to satisfy your present moment so your future can... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a bit unbalanced here myself. That's telling me. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes things happen out of the blue when you're not expecting them. Ooh. So try to rebalance, reclaim your composure, and make the next step here. Does that make sense? Sorry about that, but it might have been important. And then write everything down, I think, is one of the most important things that I find. If I'm confused or don't quite know my emotions or quite know what I want from the situation, I write it down. So there could be some communication with yourself or with another. There could be some contracts to write. There could be something to sign. There could be documents to purchase. There could be documents to research. That sort of thing comes through here. Or it could be communicating with somebody via pen and paper. The good old-fashioned stuff. None of this texting or emailing. This is well and truly something to communicate in writing, to formalize something. You might need to go through some legal process to reclaim something that you have, you no longer have, but it needs to be reclaimed. Does that make sense? But put it in writing so there's no confusion, there's no he said, she said stuff. And then make a decision. Or you've got the crossroads, or where to from now. Where to from now? After all that's said and done, still things to be done, still places to go, things to do. Where to from here? Participation. Whatever you do, participate fully. Your input is so important in all areas that we are talking about here. Participate with your life, participate with the decision-making process, make yourself a priority, and then participate in the decision-making process. Oh, new opportunities come through here with rebirth, starting over, making new decisions based on what you want now, what you know now. Making the decision now with what you know, with what you learn from your participation in life, to make a new start, to balance everything and to bring it into a new possibility. And then being aware, being open, allow your mind to open, allow your heart and your soul to open. So when you go through with what it is that you want, when you reclaim yourself, perhaps being aware of what it is you're reclaiming, why you're reclaiming it, and how, being aware of the process, being aware of the process. Does that make sense for you today? Number 3. So thank you everyone for joining me today and your loved one while we worked out what might be happening and why, what the message is and why. I hope it answered some questions for you, maybe even given you some more to think about. I hope so, because that's the way we learn, that's the way we evolve and experience our life. So thank you very much, and until next time, so many blessings.